I'm showing how I draft a filet crochet pattern, and it might be of some use to you guys. First, you have to start off with a small swatch made with the crochet hook and yarn you'll be using for your project. Then with a ruler, measuring from the center, count how many boxes are in 1 inch. I have 4 boxes, and I also check that it's the same number of boxes lengthwise to make sure my grid is square. Then I'll go to Photoshop and make sure my canvas is 4 pixels per inch. So whatever number of boxes you measure on your swatch will be your pixels per inch for your canvas. Then you can proceed to make your canvas whatever size you'd like. I'm thinking of making a journal cover, so mine is about the size of my journal. And when it first opens, the canvas is tiny. Don't worry, just zoom in. When I draw, I make sure I have the pencil on, and my pencil is at 1 pixel. So when you start to draw, you can draw block by block. This is the design I'm going for. It's pretty simple, just a cursive P. And if you don't have the grid on, you can turn it on by going to View, Show, and Grid. Then to further edit the chart, I screenshot this and bring it onto a paper-sized canvas that's 300 dpi. And I go in and number the grid. At the bottom first row, you start counting from right to left, and then you number from bottom to top. Then I realized because I didn't have an even number of rows and columns, I couldn't do what I was going to show next. So I went in and edited the design so I would end up with 22 columns and 32 rows. This will get you started, but next I'm showing how to add another technique. Next I'll be adding in this stitch from my previous project. I believe it's called the lacette stitch, but I'll be referring to it as the V-stitch. To make this stitch, I used the curvature pen, and I set it to no fill and a 4 pixel stroke. Each line of the V takes up 1 box, so you can see that I'm starting the shape. Then I just duplicate it to make the other side. Then this shape is completed by 2 empty boxes above it. So I create a box around it to finish it. This 2x2 box completes the V shape, and this needs to be remembered for later. I want this to cover the center oval, so I duplicate it further. And basically I'm copying and pasting it so I can make a full row of it. Then I keep duplicating and dragging it upwards until it's covering the entirety of the center field. Then I'm deleting what's outside the borders, and you also have to delete any stitches that appear incomplete. And I'll explain this further. Earlier I said